Hello, this is Tom Watson reporting for week 4 of the Mike Watt and the Missing Men North American Hyphenated-Man Tour 2011. Okay, where were we? This is, yes, we're waking up in Morgantown, West Virginia. It's on March 30th, Wednesday. Or actually, no, March 31st, Thursday morning. It's cold. But I got to sleep in a nice little bed last night, and belongs to Leela and nice family here. LJ, who's the club owner, and Lisa, his wife, and little Leela, their daughter. I got to sleep in the little girl's room. Girl was in with the parents, and that was nice because I had a real bed. Amazing. I needed it somehow. Takes a while for us to get up and out of there, just because, I don't know, we're just all going to different directions. I think Bob cuts his lip kind of badly, and I think, just took a while to organize ourselves to start rolling again. I'm still not feeling well. Anyhow, so the drive, we say goodbye to LJ and his family, and leave their amazing house. It's right on the river. Anagila, something like that, in Morgantown, and his house is the old lockmaster's house, which controlled the locks on the river there. And it's a beautiful old, 100-year-old house. Amazing place, and the train goes right by it, one side, and the river's on the other side. So we pack up and roll, and it's cold and snowy in the hills, and we head into Washington, D.C., and playing at the Black Cat club I've been to many times with the Red Crayola and with Mike, and I think that's it. And we're playing in the smaller room for a change, which is kind of cool. I've never played in there. It's a nice place because it's comfortable in the back, and we can load in fairly easily, and there's a place to take the load off for a while. And the gig goes well. I think we play really good. See a couple friends that, Ian, a friend of Mike's, who's Mr. the Discord Man, and Fugazi, Ian Mackay, who I have a nice conversation with. Gives me a little critique, or reference. He mentions a guitarist named James Gurley, who played with Janis Joplin. I'm not sure if it was in the Big Brother and Holding Company group or not, but I'm going to look into that. James Gurley, because that was a nice, interesting comment he made about some of my guitar playing, and I want to know what he meant exactly. Also, let's see, it's also a night that we meet up with Manish, who's one of the guys who's helping Mike with the manufacturing of the Hyphenated-Man vinyl, and also CDs. I think he's manufacturing all of it. I'm not really positive, but I think in any case, we pick up some more merchandise from him, but before we do that, we head to his house after the gig. Sorry, I'm kind of getting poor order timeline. It's kind of a late night by the time we get to Manish's place, and it's a little bit outside of D.C., and I don't really remember much except going to sleep downstairs, so that's the end of the evening for me. Next morning, I get up and meet Manish's 2 little daughters that are really sweet. I hope I'm getting these right. Sonia and Mira, I think. Like 6 and 8 years old. They're both really cute and funny, and they have me listen to their iPods and whatever music they were listening to. And then they go to school, and we have coffee and have our little conversation with Manish, and we load up some merchandise in the van, and we head out. So this brings us to Friday morning, April 1st, which is also kind of a big day. Well, it is a big day for a lot of reasons, but it was D. Boone's birthday, and also another friend of mine's, Paul Gubser's birthday. Both of them are no longer on the planet. Well, it's hard to say. They're both dead, but I think about them a lot. So somehow they're immortalized, both of them. In any case, we head towards Baltimore to the Auto Bar where we played a couple times before, and do our thing. And there's a lot of time that's just spent like moving things around, picking them up, moving them over there, and trying to keep track of time issues and some movement, eating, etc. Anyway, Baltimore's a nice town. I like the people, and it's usually a fun show. And the show goes good. I'm trying to remember if we saw any people we knew from... Well, we did see some people that were at the D.C. show that came to Baltimore, because it's not a very far drive. That was cool. And we ended up staying with this guy, Aaron, who was super nice the night before and offering his friend's place in Baltimore. So Aaron came out again to see the Baltimore show from D.C., and we stayed with Aaron's buddy Andy and his two cats. And the cats are... It's like we're invading their space, kind of. We don't want to cross them or anything. We want to stay on their good side, so I just kind of let them be. I don't try to pet them too much. But I find a little corner and go right to sleep once we get to Andy's place. But I think I threw a load of laundry. I did throw a load of laundry in, just to clarify. I do wash my clothes once in a while. But I'm wearing the same outfit I've worn the entire tour, if anyone's wondering. So Saturday, April 2nd, Philadelphia. We head to the North Star, but before we get to the actual club, which is a bar, we stop and see John Coltrane's house, or one of his last homes that he lived in for a while. I don't know if it's his last home, maybe I'm wrong, forgive me. But it's still there, but there was a plaque that's now missing, or a sign that was on a pole that apparently got knocked over or taken or lost, or something bad happened. So it's a little depressing to see things in bad disrepair for someone so important and influential, especially to us and Mike and all that, to the world. Anyway, we head over to the North Star, and we played here a couple times before, at least once. I don't know why I'm thinking more than that, but the funny thing about this place is that it's an old bar, and at the bar underneath where the stools are, there's a trough, and this is now plugged up, but at one time it was so that you never had to leave your stool. You just drink beer and piss into this trough, and you could stay there for weeks, I guess. I bet there was some nice odor in the past. It's interesting. Anyway, the show is a kind of a fun... there's a lot of waiting around in this day, and actually Raoul and I do walk around and see some of the outer lying streets. We walk by the Philadelphia Museum of Art. I don't know if it's what kind of art, but and see the steps that Rocky is running up and down in that opening shot in his sweats. That's so famous. Very Philadelphia moment. And anyway, we head back over and do our thing, get ourselves set up. We have some chicken wings, which are 25 cents a piece, which are actually very good. And after a little while, we get set up to play and meet some of the guys in the other bands, Split Red and the Caterpillar. And gig goes well. Bob is missing. Our merch guy Bob is getting a tattoo, and so Raul and I try to set up merch to sell stuff because it's kind of crowded and we couldn't figure it out because things are kind of in a coded special secret order of Bob's that we can't decipher so well. But Peak does a good job at breaking that code, and she sells some items. Bob shows up. He's getting a John Coltrane tattoo on his arm, so you can't really rush that kind of thing, I guess. Anyway, so things go good. Split Red is a really cool band. They play first. And Steven, Travis, Nate, Bill, Nick, spacing out on a couple names. But anyway, very cool guys. Really interesting music. Some ways it reminds me of Slovenly, just the way it's delivered. The singer especially, so somehow. Also with the sort of confounding effects it has. Like, what kind of music is this? I don't know. It doesn't matter. And it's perplexing in a nice way. Anyhow, I have to rush this a little more. So, Caterpillar plays some interesting music about a flood in Jamestown, I believe, and it's an entire, piece of music. Well, several pieces of one larger whole, and very nice people too. The evening goes on, and after loading out, we end up going over to stay with Steven, one of the guitarists from Split Red, but I guess several of the band members also live in the same house, so it's kind of like a animal house, of jazz, art, rock musicians. And Travis is there, and not Nate, but the bass player. I'm trying to remember your name, and a couple other people that end up that are living there that I didn't see in the nighttime anyway. But I just go to sleep on the couch in the front room and wake up and head to Hoboken after having some nice conversation with Steven and a couple of boys there. So we're heading to Hoboken, and we're playing at Maxwell's, and I get to see Steve Shelley tonight. He's a good friend of mine. It's always nice to see him. But before we play that gig, we stop at WFMU to do a live radio, well, actually a live to tape or disc set of the whole album for the radio. I don't know. It's a radio show that will be played some other time, or it's on the internet. I'm not actually sure. Anyway, so we do that when Steve shows up, and we hang out for a little bit. Then we have to pack everything up, and head over to Maxwell's to do the whole thing again. Excuse me. Let me see. Julie is there, and a friend from Long Beach that I met, a friend of Mike's that is out to. She's going to be in town for a couple of days, so we'll see her in Hoboken and New York. And she does massage or physical therapy, so I might get my wrist worked on a little bit. Anyhow, so the gig goes the way gigs go, and we play with this group called Appomattox, who are really amazing and really nice people, and get to, it's always fun to hear new music. And a nice feature is also that we're playing in New York the next night with Appomattox again, so we kind of get to know them better. Also, Lee shows up at the Hoboken gig. That was nice to see him, talk to him for a while. I also had dinner with Steve and a couple of friends of his, well, 3 friends, one named Andrew and his wife Eileen and their boy Eli, who, I think that's his name. They end up having a nice time just talking and hanging out with them and playing with Eli a little bit, showing him some magic. He's a funny kid. Andrew's also a nice fellow that plays guitar, and Eileen seems super sweet, but it was too brief of an encounter. I hope I meet them again. So, yeah, gig goes good. I feel good about it. I'm not talking about the music so much because I think this is kind of the entire this journey is just going to be honing this performance, and I don't really there are good things and weak things about each night somehow. That's not as important as the experiences around it, I think, to talk about. So let me move on. Hoboken, we go and stay with a friend or an acquaintance of Peak's named Manny, or Mani, and I literally find a place to sleep and go to sleep. That's all I remember. I'm actually pretty good at that. So in the morning, I wake up and shower and get clean, and actually I had my clothes washed yet again, and freshen up and get all things in order, and Julie and Peak make some breakfast there and some lemon honey tea for me for my throat and cough and everything. See, and we take our time to get into New York because we're so close. We don't need to spend that much time in the city. Although it is nice to be in New York, it's just not easy to be there with a van full of equipment until we are loaded in. So once we get to New York, we load in, do our thing, and set out to try to organize a guest list, because I know we have a lot of friends coming tonight to the show, and I believe it sold out. At least that's how it seemed and what people said. The Mercury Lounge, played there many times. It's on Houston and Ludlow or something. But yeah, spacing out here for a moment. I have 2 slices of pizza, and they were good. Gave me a deal. I had $5. It would have been like $5.23 or something. I said, "Can you give them to me for $5?" And he said, "Yeah, I've been there before too." That's kind of the way he said it. And so I really appreciate that. It's nice to have pizza in New York. I just happened to only have $5 on me. Then we get ourselves situated in the Mercury Lounge and try to adjust what friends are coming or what friends are not coming, and make that list work good. Appomattox sets up and plays, and they're amazing again. They're really great. I'm so glad I got a couple of their CDs to listen to. And another group, I'm spacing on the name for some reason. I was afraid of this. Not Tragic Tomorrow, the Evil Tomorrow. No, not the Evil Tomorrow. Something Tomorrow. Not something that's not good about it, too, in the way it's worded, or it implies, I believe. Sorry, because they were really good, too. 2-piece, guy and a girl, just rocking out. And anyhow, so we do see a few friends before we play. In fact, Ramona, who I met through Lou, that Roland I met when we were touring with Lou, she showed up, and I bumped into a friend, Franklin Bruno, who's standing on the sidewalk, and it's so bizarre. I know him from L.A., but I guess he lives in L.A. or New York now, and I didn't realize that, so that was odd. Also, what else comes? Oh, Nels Klein comes, and I haven't seen him in a while, and his new partner I should just say wife, I guess, and Yuka Honda. I've never met her before, and I only had a few words with her, but she seems very sweet, and Nels seems very happy, and I'm happy for him, and it's nice to see him. Also, I'm forgetting people right now. I'm spacing out, so forgive me if anyone even listens to this. Forgive me. Where was I? So, Tony Maimone comes, and so it's great to see him. He recorded the record. He's also an amazing bass player with Perubu, and just a great person. And so it's great to see his face in the crowd and see him and give him a hug and all that. He's such a big part of this particular group. The way it comes together on record, it really defined the band in a lot of ways. So he has a big part of the Missingmen and with the hyphenated-man record. Show is good. Monitors were weak. We both blow out our voices, I think, this night. And that's hard, because at the end of the night, it's just a lot of energy is spent screaming and whatever, just complaining a little bit. It's kind of hard sometimes. The monitors are weak. Yeah. Another thing I'm pointing at is that the Mercury Lounge has this glass door that separates the bar area from the live room area. They're like swinging doors that are glass, or at least they appear to be glass, but they've been broken. They're broken again, and every time I come through, it seems like they're fixing these doors, and like someone walks through it, runs through it, or some horrible accident happened, and it just seems like maybe there could be a different solution with this door thing. Maybe plastic, or I don't know, or like rubber. Anyway, just kind of an interesting twist. It always seems like they're fixing those doors. Anyhow, after New York, we Jimbo is there, and Jim Dunbar and his lady Cameron, and we hang out and talk, and then we head over to their place. So, which is way uptown, like 191st maybe. It's an area called Washington Heights, I believe. It's way up there, meaning north, and it's an apartment, and it's a hardwood floor, and I get a sleep. I have a sleeping bag, and we just roll it on the floor and go for it. So it's a bit of a hard thing on my back, and I don't sleep that well because I'm also not feeling well. So it was a little hard at night, but it was fun. It was great to hang out. And also in the morning, so we'll jump to the morning. It turns out that there are two other people in the house, or in the apartment, that I wasn't aware of. That Lily and Cameron Jr., I guess. Little Cameron, Little C we called her, but Cameron's goddaughter. And so I feel bad that we were so noisy, coming in so late, realizing that these young ladies have to go to school. But anyway, Little C is super nice. I didn't get to talk to Lily, but it's really funny. Little C makes some cracks to Mike that just kind of, well, I guess he had to be there. But one line, I'll just give you the one-liner. That's my cheddar. Yeah, it was funny. Anyway, so also we're picking up another writer. We're losing a writer, which is Julie, who just came with us from Hoboken to New York, and then she's leaving. And then now we're picking up a camera lady from ABC. Or no, I'm sorry, not ABC. Interview for video thing called Amplified. Sorry. Anyway, her name is Kat, and she gets in the van with us in New York City, and we head up to Milford. And she's interviewing Mike the whole way, so this is an interesting trip. Anyhow, we get to Milford, and Raul and I had played there before with Lou, and Lou's mom's family was one of these forefathers of the early days in Milford, Connecticut, and his name is Robert Parrish, I believe, not the basketball player, is on the Stone Bridge, which is near the club, the Daniel Street, in Milford, Connecticut. So that's a little tidbit of information. Also, it's a night that we're playing with Thurston Moore and Bill. I don't recall your name. Guitar player, good guy, great player. And before we play, I go over and have dinner with them, and we just talk for a while, which is nice because I hadn't talked to Thurston in a long time like that. I don't, whatever, just having dinner. And Bill, super nice fella. They do a great, noisy and lush feedback set. 2 guitars, and there are 2 other groups before them, and interesting music, local guys in Milford. Trying to recall the names, sorry. Estrogen Highs, kind of garagey band, and then there's another group. Ugh, goddamn. Sorry. Anyway, we end up heading back over to Phil's place, who's one of the owners, I believe, of the club, and it's been in the family for quite a while. It turns out, this building anyway, and he's like, I don't know, 4th generation or 5th, maybe longer Milford. I'm not really sure, but old timey Milford family. And so we stay with Phil and his wife, and it's a very comfortable situation. I'm on a couch and get some sleep again, right to sleep with earplugs. We get up early to go to Cambridge, and we drive, get there. I'm going to abbreviate this because I'm running out of time. We drop Bob off to get a rental car because he's driving our merchandise to Pittsburgh instead of coming to Canada with us because the tariffs and stuff on bringing merchandise in and out. Anyway, so the Cambridge show is fun because we get to play with Chris Brokaw, who's a guitar player that I've just kind of met through the music thing, and one of my favorite guitar players, really. I love the way he plays. He has such like a subtle touch on the strings, in some ways kind of like Neil Young, and a great voice and good singer and songwriter, and I like him a lot. And we had some soup together before, broke the bread and stuff, talked, yeah. Kind of worn out this night, I think, though. I'm running out of energy, or oxygen by the end of the night, so I'm kind of like ready to crash. And we head over to a guy named Greg's place, and he's a music fan from years and years back, and he's familiar with our old past music history and all that. And I find a little corner quickly and in the back room and go right to sleep. So that's the end of week 4. Signing off, Tom Watson.